Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Gail's gameplay. We're going to be taking a look at something that I've been really kind of excited to try to show off and, more or less was interested in playing. And that is Goosebumps HorrorTown. This was a game that was made back in October, and it was a little bit of a beta release that I took part in because I lived up in the old Canuck land, and it wasn't until maybe April, May when it was fully released out for everybody, and even then it's still kind of in beta mode. But anyways, one of the test beta demos that they tried was an event called There's No Easter Bunny that rolled around in April. I took part in that, and then they re-released it sometime in June, July when it became live for everybody. And I didn't record any of that, but I did record this next event that just came out recently in September, and that is Invasion of the Body Squeezers. Ooh. And don't let this image fool you. A lot of this stuff that you see here probably does not get to see any of that. So the little prawn guy there doesn't be there. You don't see Mr. Mortman with goop coming out of his ears looking like a zombie. And you don't see the crab-like creature carrying the Slappy like he is some sort of love interest of some kind. But, it's basically one of those bigger event type of deals. So, we're going to be taking a look into this. There's going to be 3 parts to this video that's looking at all 3 main features. I'll be saying basically from what Gail gave me, that there are some things I will know, sometimes things I won't. This will take all of the quest lines, and it won't be 100% playthrough, but it's good enough. So with that in mind, let's dive right in. So if you don't know what this is about, Invasion of the Body Squeezers. A new creature has arrived from space. Has it come to observe? Well, I guess we're going to find out. A bunch of offers already when you come in here. Oh man, look at that. So this is the alien pack. You get Freeman's house, which is 500, that's a lot. The alien observatory, which is a unique item, which means you can only get it from this bundle. The video retail shop that drops 1 CD case that has 80 of those, I guess, pearls. You get 45 pearls and you get 20 bucks for $9.99 my dollars. So this event is like 3 weeks. It's just started a little bit, so season event has arrived in HorrorTown. Concludes the collection before time ends. Good to know. Also, the screen is a little bit clipped. I don't know why. It's just weird in some devices it does this. Anyways, discover new limited time content, play new animations, craft new items, and new scene. Complete the collection, earn the event currencies by the whole collection. Decoration, there's that. Cinema, Space Patrol, by Professor. Okay, she's going too fast, I can't see. I guess just look at this. This is all you can get. There's the Resistant Blacksmith, which is like 20 bucks. Alien Spaceship, Resistance Headquarters. Basically, these are the items in sale. Every time you buy one, there's a certain percent you get. And this is the big ones here. Alien, Statue, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. That's how much it costs for anything. You're more likely to get the silver one. This is the main press, Alien Meteorite. Obtain all the required items and claim your special reward, which is a meteorite that will drop 30 points. I don't know how long it does because I didn't end up getting it. I guess she didn't end up getting it. Oh my god. Goosebump Live. Exclusive Halloween costumes. Oh man. Yeah, me and her played this a bit, but she played most of it. But what I understand, the events themselves are like that, and this is where the event playthrough is. And as you can see, meteorites are here, a bunch of weird alien stuff. So this is the alien incubator. So this is where you craft these exclusive items for this event that's using this event's currency. Or items, I should say. So there you go, you got the weird Cthulhu baby monster. The alien vintage drone. This big thing here is basically just to get you to the main bottom Cthulhu picture there. And I guess it just, we faded out, I guess. And I guess she's going to go for the first one here. Part 1. Lucy, I hear a noise outside, like an explosion. Do you think it's a monster? Justin, stop making so much noise. I can't hear my... Alright, I have your way, but I didn't say warn you when the monsters show up to eat you. Oh my god. Okay, Justin, I'll go investigate if that makes you happy. I don't know the voices. Okay, so expand the promotion zone, obtain an investigation file, and do field resignation. I don't know what the word is. Just investigate. How about that? She's gonna investigate by rollerblade skating. I guess she's gonna look at new characters. There's nothing really here for monsters. But here's the new one, which is Mr. Freshman, which is 500. That is not worth it for that much. You're more likely to get, it's a better deal to get in the bundle, but if you're a freemium player, not really worth it, to tell you the truth. Yeah, so you're going to craft that, or if you have a character, you can pretty much do that the same way. So there's that. Basically, what is, I guess, well, she's just running around here. Invasion of the Body Squeezers, it's based off of a book series called Goosebumps 2000, and it was a two-part series, and basically the concept of it was that there was these creatures called Body Squeezers, a basic take on the Body Snatchers. And what ended up happening is that these creatures look at themselves and go like, oh, ugh, ugly. So then they look at Earth and they're like, oh my god, these creatures are beautiful. Let's take over their bodies. Hence the name Body Squeezers, because they literally are like, imagine those big ass creatures and like, I want a hug, and they just give you a hug. And then if you ever seen, like, if you squeeze a toothpaste and the thing pops, yeah, just imagine that's the thing. It's kind of disturbing when you think about it for a kid's book. Oh, I'm sorry, preteen. Alright, so there's that. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Mr. Freshman is part from the story, so they're very on key when it comes to being authentic when it comes to their research per se. But yeah, this is actually a very interesting gimmick. Not really gimmick, but you know, the story-wise and all that. I guess next time I'll ask her to actually make this a little bit more getting to the point type of deal, but I guess she wanted to do this so that I had time to talk about what this is based off of. What's weird is the creatures themselves, I don't think they were based off of sea creatures per se, but I think for this time they kind of made it seem like that. And again, she's just looking at the alien pack that gets all that. It's very tempting for, oh, it's changed to $12.99 now. Oh my god, 70% off. So they changed it from $99.99 to $12.99. I mean, they had to mark up the price. Canuck money does not add value, apparently, which sucks. It's still better than paying $5, but still. Another minute. So yeah, so what they did this time around is that they kind of made these monsters, the space squeezers, more like aquatic creatures, which is very weird to think about, especially coming in September. I mean, like, I always love when they do stuff like this when it comes like to these events where they try to make something unique. Yeah, so she's just kind of looking around, kind of just wasting time to get to the point. I'm not sure how long this video per se is that she gave me. We're about 20 more minutes after this, so this is the alien meteorite. So this is where the scene is, per se, and you would need Mr. Freshman in order to complete it, because at the bottom there, that's the spoiler alert, he's actually a monster, if you can believe that. And it will go into more of the story when we do play as him, because yes, I did grab him. You know, because this is a walkthrough. This is basically an archive to show off in the past. If you ever were wondering, like, well, what was this Invasion of Body Squeezers all about back in the day? It was like, here you go. So here are the items you need. You need Alien Investigation, the Metal Cube, Alien Palais, and the Battle Knight, and the Battle Kit. So these items are like your main currency that you have to do, and my god, they're like, unlike the It's No Easter Bunny event, this one was a lot more boring to get. So basically, This is how you do it. I'm saying basically a lot. So to get an alien investigation, you need to craft the Cthulhu stuff there. Shields like that. You need that. You get the idea. It's like there's a lot of stuff. You have to craft this item to get this item, to then create that item to go to this item. So although they say for the cubes you can only get that within the scene play, that does not mean that you'll be able to actually get that. And then the food you get from the monster diner there, which you kind of showed off. That one's a little bit more easier to obtain compared to the monster kit and whatnot, but there you go. Justin, you can relax. There's no monster out there. Yeah, she didn't care about the voice acting on this one. Maybe so many mysteries are making you hear things. Why don't you take a vacation? I think I'm losing my head after playing so many video games. Yeah, that's the reason. Video games. Alright, let's see what part 2 has to offer. Lucy was right. The sounds I hear must have been my imagination. I need to stop thinking about monsters for a while. I should do what I best. Give up some mischief. Burn ants from outside space, obtain a tin can telephone, and place an alien meteorite. So I need to have 2 of those and 3 of those. He's gonna burn ant from outer space. So it's kind of a mean thing to do. I've always heard that that's a thing that a lot of people do. Is like, oh yeah, let's just burn ants. I've never actually seen anybody do that in real life. I feel like that's kind of a mean thing to do. Anyways, so these are the alien meteorites. They cost money, so it's a little bit better. So if I do that, and look, 4%. We're 4% completed. The completion is only for getting the items. You do not need to do that 100% in order to actually do this. This is more so just to let you know how much of every items you got in order to get it. Some items costs money, unfortunately. However, they did add something to this that actually made it a lot more better, which I'll show later on, hopefully. Like later on in the event goes on, she does show this off. Anyways, the rocket ride. Yeah, so these are all the items. And if you look at the alien meteorite coming up here, it says got it. So that's where the 4% comes in. Now, I think the statues, if anything, was something I probably wanted to go for, from what she tells me. However, we ended up not doing it because it was just so much. I mean, $300 Goosebump bucks to get that. No, really. And then the other ones, forget about it. Ugh. So this is probably sometime later. So she got that done. And then she's going to get this, and then the next part will be available. I'm exhausted from doing so much mischief. I should have taken a break from the alien invasion. Hey Dustin, can I come play with you? Sure, Eric. I think these kids are based off of the Goosebump book characters, but I'm not too sure if that's true. Especially when they introduce Mrs. Dark here. It's just kind of weird. According to what I read in the library, this city was found in an old zone of UFO sightings. Really? I'm going to create an evidence file to keep a record of mysterious events. Good thing Mr. Morton didn't see me when I snuck in and out of the library. Search for strange clues, obtain an evidence record, and obtain a cola drink. Ooh. So, some of the characters that you'll need, you can get from within the first few levels, and they will drop the event currency respectively. The other interesting thing about this is the fact that, from what I understand, if I can think about this clearly, because I can't, I'm tired from this. Yeah, so again, Mrs. Dark is a key feature to this. So what I've understand is that these levels that you're going to be playing through, these missions, these exclusive missions for this series, it kind of helps you lead into how you craft certain items, so that by the end you'll craft every item that they require you to do in the game, which is good because then that shows or helps you get an idea of, okay, though this is how I'm supposed to do in order to get to the big item, which is in this case I don't know what it's called exactly, the meteorite thing. Now, when it was the Easter Bunny event, the first one during the beta, I actually ended up getting the grand prize per se, which is the sawmill thing. And it is kind of cool, but it is just an item decoration that kind of drops screams. So eventually, like, that's not really something to go for. Like, if it was a character that or costume, that might have been something different. But in this case, it's kind of like, who cares? So just showing you 500 pearls gets you that. And then you see here the alien meteorite. Again, Mr. Freshman. All that stuff and more. Yeah, so just again, she's just sharing again, just in case you didn't see it before. Here you go again. This is all the stuff. So some of these places, buildings will drop items respectively for your to make it a little bit better to grab certain items. The waiting game kind of sucks, doesn't it? Sometimes she doesn't give me much to work with when it comes to stuff like this, but it is certainly kind of cool, to say the least. So I think one of the items we need, yep, it's done. So the next thing is just to grab a cola, which is probably sometime later. Yep, so here we go. Well, how much? Oh yeah, that. Good evening, Mrs. Mortman. Could you tell me what the book Lucy was reading here in the library? Lucy was here? I didn't notice her, so I don't know what much she reads. I'm sorry, Mrs. Dark. Interesting, these two characters. I'll go to the treehouse to see what the girl's up to. Interesting, too. I love how they kind of design the characters and make it look like they're from the book, like the cover art and all that. What's this? Lucy's archive of evidence proves that new monster has arrived. Is about to arrive. I wonder who it will be. Will it be from this planet? I love how she just says it like that. I better continue investigating. Contribute to community safety, obtain a fingerprints registry, and obtain a CD. So the CD is another new item to this event. So any characters that have drop items for you to help you out, those are the characters that will have new animations. And it sucks that after the events are done, you don't get those animations anymore. It just is there and then it's like gone. So that kind of sucks. As he's crafting the fingerprint stuff, it just makes it so much more. And then get the CD, so analyze the data. You won't get an animation for this, which is interesting because, like, sometimes the key features that they kind of provide here is like, it certainly, I do like when games like these usually give you like some sort of event that lasts a certain time, like mini event, because it kind of does help make it interesting to play through the game, because otherwise you'd just be not bothering. I guess that's like one of the downfalls of what happened with Futurama is that, you know, I go in there every so often, but they've kind of dropped in the hiatus, aka it's kind of died. But that's its own story that will be available maybe whenever it comes back alive, if it ever comes back alive. We'll see. Whenever I do my little tiny co-rant. But this was, I forgot to mention, this game was actually made by Pixile. You might not know who they are. They are mostly known for making Sandbox Maker in the App Store. But they also made a game much like this called Snoopy's Small Tales. And these and this gameplay basically takes on from that, except it's slightly different some ways, but it still kind of has the same premise per se. Like whenever a company does a game that you're liking to, like, you like to base certain things on, sometimes look at their past works, because it can give you an idea of how they're gonna do all this stuff. Also, you can tell I was doing this in the beta because I unfortunately have 2 copies of those things in the back, as well as some other problems. But recently, from what Gail tells me, she ended up... Okay, so here's the one I was talking about, the body skiers request. So the Resistant headquarter costs money. However, if you decide to give this place this much stuff that you see here, you'll get the Resistant Headquarters as a result for that. So if you want to 100% the game without paying money, that's another way they can do it. So I do appreciate Pixel for doing that. Really spot on. I really do like when game developers, especially when it comes to freemium games, give you options to kind of alleviate so you don't have to be forced into paying in order to proceeding. That they actually give you a freemium route. Anyways, I don't have enough evidence to prove it, but I'm pretty sure the new monster is from another planet. Dun dun dun! If I'm right, we should expect the worst. Or maybe not, maybe it's the good stuff, who knows. Anyways. Last part, I think. Yes, this is the last part. Look, Dustin, a meteorite. I told you, I knew, I heard something. It's an extraterrestrial meteorite. All this time you're right, I'm sorry, I doubted you, Justin. Yeah. It's okay, Lucy. Come on, let's do what we do best. Investigate. Here we go. Spawn the body squeezers from meteorite. Obtain a fountable substance and place alien meteorite. Here's the thing. The fortified substance, you're supposed to create that throughout the alien meteorite thing there. But certain premium characters like Slappy, they will actually drop it during an animation. So if you have premium characters, they'll actually drop that stuff for you, so there's no force to kind of do that. But there's there's one of those sweet options that they kind of give you for certain things. So now we're gonna get to see the body squeezers little animation here. So we're gonna get up to 30%. Here we go. Oh my God! Look at them. They're little crab monsters. It's like the crab people. Oh God! Look, they're just like drool. It's kind of like the crab creatures meet with. And it's weird too because they're going. Oh my God! No, Pine, leave. Everyone's afraid. Oh my God! Look how big they are. I love how they've kind of recreated these creatures to make it into their own type of thing, but it's kind of weird to make them aquatic creatures because it gives off a weird Cthulhu vibe, which I think was unintentional. And again, I haven't read the actual Body Squeezer book, so I can't really say if this is kind of true to what within the book. I can only show you from what I see from the lipigations of the video per se. But yeah, I mean, there you go. Look at the chaos coming through. The more characters you have on, the more you can actually stock up for these scare points. It always resets a day, and you can actually get up to 3 items. If you have 50% of that filled up, you'll get some cash. If you get, I believe, 75%, you'll get an item from the pawn shop, and then 100% you'll get an item from for the new item, the new area over there with the gems. So it takes about 4 hours to reset. A bunch of these characters are running around. Ignore Mr. Shock over there, or this item. Yeah, so this is what we're only looking for. Obtain. Yeah, so this is how you usually would get it. However, there is another way you can get it, and it's through a character. I don't know what she's doing here. I guess look at all the crappy items I've once stocked hold. And she's just looking and observing. She's like, oh my God, look at this. Yeah, see, so I already have one. And the reason I got one was because of Slappy. So that's intriguing to say the least. I don't know if she shows this off here with Slappy, but maybe she will. We'll see. We'll see what she ends up doing here. And you know, the Vincennes Tower, which will be used later on in this event part, so keep a lookout for that. What else is he gonna do here? So the items that you'll know that these are event items, exclusive items, if they drop the event currency. So that's a thing moving forward. If you're ever wondering what quest or what items is for the quest, look on the side for what they will drop. If they drop any of the event currency items, then those are new items for this particular event. So it gets you to know what to do. So there's that. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's just kind of goofing off. I'm gonna tell her next time to stop goofing around with this stuff. Get to the point. My goodness. I apologize that she's just like, I don't know what she's doing. I guess she wanted me to talk a lot more with this event, but again, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I've been a big fan of Goosebumps when I was growing up as a wee little lad, reading the Goosebump books, and then I remember the 2000 series hit, and then they just disappeared. And it was only until like a decade now when Goosebumps came back, and it's this year too that the second movie's coming out. So really, Goosebumps has really popped back up into popularity. Nice to see some quest lines from other sites that seems to be very professional when it comes to this playthrough. I apologize on this. Oh yeah, the alien egg farm that will be used for later. It's interesting that certain characters that play a role in this event will be used more so when it comes to some of this stuff. So for example, this is one of his things, which is interesting to say the least, a plan for an attack. There's Sharon, Dustin, Marty, Amazo, which is a character that was from the other game. Amazo was actually from the first event, which was That's No Easter Bunny. He also, like Mr. Freshman, cost money, but you could have either Goosebump bucks or, like, I don't know what you call it, Goosebump bucks or the or real money, cash. So this is Slappy. So as you see, walking with a helmet for 4 hours, and you'll get one of the items here. So I think this is a new thing. It's weird. I don't know why Slappy's wearing a helmet for. Again, sometimes I question some of this stuff. And then there's the alien pack. So again, some days pass. It's now 15 days left for this event. As you can see, we were really invested when it comes to this game. Yeah, so anyways, by clicking Slappy, we should be done with this, and then we'll move on to the next part, which will then be the end of this video. Amazing how quick this turned out when it comes to some of this stuff here. So, we need Slappy. That's not Slappy. We got some more screen bucks that we can go around with and clicking around for, which is intriguing. Not sure exactly what she's going to be doing here. I think I see him up there. Yeah, no, he's up there. Gail, he's over there. He's near the die-in. Yeah, there we go. Now we did it. Run, Dustin! I don't let them catch you. She doesn't look too scared. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm getting out of here. A new monster has arrived at HorrorTown, but he's not alone. This time he has an invasion army with him. Oh, I love Curly. So that's part 1 of the invasion of the body snatchers done, and with that will be the end for this part. So I'll see you in the next one. So peace out.